It's 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, and where else would I be but here with you? DJ Stutz here with Little Hearts Academy, USA, and the host of Imperfect Heroes podcast. And today I am talking about the law of attraction and how that can work in your family. So the episode on my podcast that I dropped yesterday is with this amazing guy. His name is Neo Positivity. That's what he's known as on the internet. Sorry, my doggy just came in. And and we just had such a great discussion. And you know, a lot of times when you talk about the law of attraction and how all that goes, and it's kind of a woo-woo stuff, right? Some people really live by it. Other people think it's a farce. And I think that it has an opportunity to do some things for you. And I think you want to be careful with where you're sending your thoughts. So we had a great conversation. Neo is a retired cop. He is the father of 3, including a 4-year-old cute little boy. He is a pilot, all things that fly. And he also spends a lot of time supporting and helping like businesses and groups look at the law of attraction and how that might work for them. Well, then when we met up and got to talking about the law of attraction and in your family and with your little kids, as you're raising little kids, he was really interested. And what I loved about Neo was the fact that he was just so open and curious and asking questions and offering amazing thoughts and ideas that could go along with him. So, and I have to apologize, still getting over the COVID cough. I feel fine otherwise, but I've got this ridiculous cough that just shows up all of a sudden without any warning. So I've got the cough drop in my mouth. I've got my water bottle that actually has Diet Pepsi in it because the bubbles feel good on my throat instead of making me cough. And so I'm good to go. But you might hear my voice go in and out, and you might get to be blessed with a cough here and there. We'll try not to have that happen. So anyway, here's some of the things that I really think the law of attraction can really help with your family. Think about where your thoughts are as you walk into the house at the end of the day. And if you are concentrating on being positive when you walk in the door, I'm going to help my family feel wanted and valued and precious, then as you put those thoughts into your head before you walk into the door, and if you need to sit in the car for a few minutes and kind of let that wash through you and really put those intentions out there, it's going to change your attitude and how you walk in. Now, let's say that you're picking your kids up from childcare, right? And they're not at home. Well, you can also do it to the childcare. And you can say, okay, it's been a day. We've had a day at work, but here's your chance. Wouldn't it be cool if you had a rough day at work? And wouldn't it be fun to have your child, Mommy, right? They're so excited to see you and they love you and they're so happy. What does that do to your own spirit? I know for me, raises it right up, whether it was my kids or now my grandkids, that to have them excited to see me truly helped. And so that actually builds upon that positive intention, that thoughtfulness about your own attitude and what you want to attract into your life. What I always wanted to, didn't always succeed at getting it, but I really did want that positive interaction, kids who got along, kids who, we could sit and laugh together and do goofy things and learn together and play tricks and build memories and all of that was very important to me. Well, the news is my kids didn't always get together. I guess there were some epic battles when they were left on their own as they got older. But, today I can tell you they're all adults, have families of their own, and they enjoy one another. They enjoy each other's company. And I really wonder how much of that is, us, my husband and I, really wanting that and working towards that and dreaming about it and thinking about it. Because that does affect where you are. And I really do believe that for my life, and I know other people have their own stories. Here's my story, right? Is when I've gone through hard times, and some were really hard times, and when I would concentrate on, oh, this is so bad, this is terrible, how can I go on? This is, how do I manage this? How do I take another breath? And I think if you're a parent and you've been a parent for any real amount of time, you've had those thoughts and those depressions and those concerns and those sad times. For me, what helped me get through that was changing my thought patterns. So writing in a joy journal and taking account of all the good things that were happening and being aware that no matter how bad things get, there's also good out there somewhere, and there's good in my life happening. Long story short, I would write in my joy journal. I just quit general journaling because it was becoming very dark, very sad. Started writing in this joy journal. And one night, things were tough. Things were not going well. It was just a bad time. And I sat down to write in my joy journal, and I thought, I have nothing good to write. I cannot think of anything good that's going on. Some of you might have heard this story before. And the thought came to me, and in my Christian life and my faith-filled life, I know for sure in my heart that this was the Holy Ghost talking to me. And he said, how dare you? How dare you think that you have nothing positive in your life? You have a home. Everyone is healthy. You have a job that you enjoy. You have probably a little too much food. Food is not an issue, and you have a car that works. At the time, I had a swimming pool in my backyard. So for me to sit there and say that I cannot think of anything to be joyful about, things were hard, things were tough, but there were also good things that happened in my life. And I'll tell you, that just changed my life. That moment changed my life. When I started really seeing, I thought, oh, I'm doing good. I'm writing down all these happy things that happened, right? So-and-so did this nice thing, and my husband did this nice thing, or my daughter did this nice thing, or whatever. And I was looking for those. But when you had days that are really rough, and maybe work was rough, and then, you come home and the kids are all falling apart, and your husband's just, for me, husband, maybe for other people it's their wife, but your spouse is just having their own rough day, and so you're thinking, oh gosh, things are horrible. Well, the truth is they're not. Well, they are. They can be horrible. But the truth is that there are positive things that are in your life. And as I started concentrating on, some days it was, I got to have my favorite drink today. I got to eat something sweet that I really like. I finished the laundry for 5 seconds before something else got put in. You know, there's always things in your life that you can look for. Well, with the power of the law of attraction, if you're looking at those things, my children are healthy enough to argue, right? And you start counting those blessings, then you're able, once you're able to show that gratitude for what's going on and to really open your eyes and see the glories that are around you, then you're able to start moving your thoughts into a thing. I really want to connect with my daughter. I really want to have an experience that today I will have an experience that will help my son understand his math better. And you start putting out these intentions. You're praying about those things. Father, this is what I really want to happen this day. And so how do I go about doing that? And can I have your influence on this as I'm working on it? So as you work on these things, you are able to move forward and to have better things happen in your family. If you decide, I'm going to quit yelling at my kids, because, you know, yelling at your kids just does so much good, right? And really helps the relationship. Sorry. If I want to stop yelling at my kids, that's not something that I can just turn around and do in one day. Correct? Hey, Ray. But I can say, oh, wow, wait, I'm yelling. How did that happen, right? And so you can catch yourself and begin to stop. And as you become aware and you keep putting that intention out there, even as you've caught yourself yelling and you say, no, this isn't what I want to do. I want to do better. So you bring yourself back together, you recoup, and then you move on. If you are looking to potty train a child, right? You got a little guy, they're struggling. And so, you know, maybe the intention is to better understand my child and what does my child need for help? Is this not the right time, right? My intention is to build that relationship with my child. And these things can all come to place as you're thinking about them, you're aware of it, and as you say, you know, I need to understand my child better so that I can better help them through whatever the process is. You're going to find that you will get these inspirations that will come to you that might help you. Or you might talk to somebody who has an idea, say, oh, I never thought of that. Let me give that a shot. And that's exactly what they needed. And so people get kind of placed in your life that have options, opportunities to really help you with whatever it is that you're working on and give you a fresh set of eyes, a new perspective on how to manage through that problem or that challenge. You know, potty training, it isn't really a problem. It's an educational thing. You're working with your child to help them develop further and to move forward. But it's not a problem. It's something that you are working on together, you and your child. As one of my brothers said to me, it's a mountain that you climb together. And we all have mountains in our lives, and some of them we kind of climb alone, although I don't believe we are ever truly alone. But it's also, you know, maybe something that you're going to, a mountain that you are going to climb with your family, with your spouse, with maybe a sibling or a friend. But you are able to go together. And so no one person is pulling the other up, right? Or pushing and having to push them along, but we go together at a pace that's right for both of us. And so You know, whether it's potty training, or maybe it's kindness. Maybe it's how to help your kids solve problems and be a problem solver and be creative, to be aware of other people and their feelings. Something that we kind of lack in sometimes. But these things are things that can be taught very early on. But if you put yourself that, this is what I want to do. Now, you don't just wish it out of the sky. You want to do some research. You want to listen to some podcasts, or maybe get a parenting coach. You can do any of those things to help you along. But just sitting here, if I sit in a chair saying, oh, I wish I had, you know, a bigger house, but I never get up off the chair to do it, to look at my income level, to look at my investment level, to look at whatever, it's never going to happen. If I say, gee, I want to have better health or lose some weight, but I'm never going to get out of this. This was my grandma's chair, by the way. But if I never get up and get out of this chair, I may have all the intentions I want. I can tell myself, I am going to lose this much weight. And you can put it out there and say it all you want. But if you're not willing to get up out of the chair and get moving, it's not going to happen. So the same thing with, as we work with our parents, or as parents want to work with themselves to get better, you know, if you don't put yourself out there and you don't research and you don't maybe listen to some podcasts or talk to people whom you consider very successful in their families and kind of pick their brain. People are generally, I have found, are generally very open to sharing what has worked for them. And also, I find once you develop that relationship, they're also really good about sharing things that didn't work. Oh man, I blew that. Correct? And so just be really open and watch for those people, those things, those opportunities that will be brought to you, will come your way to help you along the path that you are really intentionally wanting to move on. How many opportunities have passed us by because, you know, we were so busy, or, oh, I don't want to try that, or this is too hard. Well, that's not me, whatever it is. And so you close the door to an opportunity, and that person had been brought into your space to help you along the way. They had something to offer you, and they had been placed there, and you shut them down or turned them off because, oh, I don't know that person very well. Oh, that's not me. That's not what I do. Oh, I don't really like that person. So I'm not going to listen to them. And yet that person may have exactly what you need to move forward. And so as we put ourselves out there, and as we put our intentions out there, we can be aware, think about, be looking for those opportunities that will be brought to you, that will be put in front of you, that you can take advantage of. And then you can move forward on that. So, something like coaching. I'm going to be, real honest with you. I think coaching can really help a parent that is trying to figure something out, trying to work with something, trying to help their child through a behavioral issue, trying to help their child even through a school issue. Maybe they're struggling in math. And so, a parenting coach may not help you so much with that, but there are a lot of great groups that are out there that can do like virtual tutoring for your kids. I just interviewed someone. She has a great program, and it's www.study.help. And that's it. Study.help. And they can hook you up with a tutor for your kid. And, sometimes when you're sitting there at the table and it's like, you got to learn this. Why don't you understand? And it's not going to help the relationship. It's going to stress the kid out. That's going to throw up roadblocks. So when I was a kid, this is embarrassing, but I was in second grade before I could recite the alphabet from beginning to end. And part of it was that when I was in kindergarten and learning my ABCs, right, I would get to G and H for somehow. G and H got me all turned around. And I had people in my life that would just get really frustrated with me. And it's easy, it's just this. And so as I would get there, I would be so nervous about screwing it up that I would screw it up. And I had this mental block that came, and I couldn't process through it. And so it wasn't until I was in second grade and I had a teacher that said, "You'll get it. You know what a G is. You know what an H is. You'll get it." And the pressure came off that I was able to actually work my way through with being able to recite the alphabet from A to Z. So sometimes when it's so close and dear and we want our kids to succeed so badly that we'll push them a little harder than we need to, a little harder than they will respond to, that we're actually building fences instead of building relationships. And so you might have someone that might come into your, I just gave a resource. Someone out there might think, oh, maybe I should find out more about that, right? Maybe, geez, I might, we're coming through COVID and, my child hasn't had the socialization that they've needed. We've had trouble with behaviors. And honestly, parents are having trouble with behaviors when they come into schools or at athletic games for their kids, whatever it is. We're showing our stress levels and our negativity because of the last 2.5 years. Well, maybe getting a coach to help you through and see, oh, let's look at this situation and what's going on and what are you really tense about and how can we help you through that so that we can help our child through that. And that's parenting. That's parent coaching. That's what we do. And so I hope that maybe you'll think about it and you can always go to www.littleheartsacademyusa.com and we've got one-on-one coaching, we've got group coaching that you can sign up for, and we can really help you through some of these issues. And so we've got some great people that are working with me, and I do some of I do most of the coaching personally. And so, we're looking to get bigger and to be able to expand and have some more people coming on. So I hope that you will listen to the podcast that's out today. It is so good. It really is good. And I just love the back and forth that was going on. And so along with that, Neo has, and it's short for Nehemiah. Now I have the hiccups. We'll be okay. But Neo has a monthly summit that he does. It's on the third Saturday of every month. And so you can just look up Neo Positivity or Neo Positivity Summit, or his thing is Thoughts Become Things. So it could be a TBT, but you can find it. And in the show notes of the episode that's out right now, it's all that contact information is there. So you can always go to my podcast website. It's on the screen there. And it's that www.imperfectheroespodcast.com. And you can just click on his episode with his handsome face. And if you look down in the show notes, all of this stuff is there. And it's free. And so it's the third Saturday of every month, and he has people coming in and talking about this law of attraction and talking about how it works in your life and how the more you think about things, the more it's going to go the way you think about them. I hope that makes sense. So one other fun thing, talking about resources that are being put in your way to help you with things. On my website, on my Little Hearts Academy USA website, we have a scavenger hunt. So it's 15 really fun things that you can do with your kids. So you're looking, it's snowing right now. outside. In fact, they've already called a snow day for tomorrow, for the school district that I work for anyway. And so, when you have these snow days, or, they're just in more, there's 15 fun things that you can do. And then when you're done and you show that you've checked them all off, you just scan it, email it to me by February 14th. So you've got a couple of weeks here. And we'll put you in a drawing for one of two one-on-one sessions, hour-long sessions with just me and you. And we can talk about just the things that are going on in your family, how I can help. We'll give you some things to try and see if that helps give you some of those answers and maybe some of the peace. I know that sometimes when someone would say something and I'm raising my kids and I just feel like, what's going on? And someone would say something and I knew it was the right thing. Oh, I'm going to try that. That feels so good, right? And so you can have that kind of peace as we talk and you see that, oh, wait, this might be a good thing. And maybe we have 3 ideas that you want to try. They might not work for you, but that 4th idea is exactly what you need, because, the kids are all so different. They're all such individuals. And so it's not one size fits all. It's not one answer is the right answer. There are many things that we can do. And what might work with one child is the totally wrong answer for another child. And so as we're talking on these one-on-one sessions, we get to talk about your kids and ask questions, and so that I can come to understand more about the type of child that you have. What are their strengths? What are the things that we can work on with them? And what are your strengths as a parent? You really need to understand yourself. So these are great opportunities that are just being put there for you. You can take advantage of them or not. It's not my life, it's yours. But understand that if you want to move forward with your life, with your children's life, with building those relationships, and you're struggling with it, get help. It's okay. It's okay to go and ask for help. And so I hope that kind of sinks in a little bit. So go and listen to the podcast. I have to tell you, I put out the word. I was 2 podcasts away, and I had 1 day left in January of being a record-breaking month, and we were so close. And so I put out on my Facebook and Instagram pages, help. I need help. I really want to break this record, and I only need 2 more. Well, let me tell you, I got like 7 downloads. I got so many downloads from you great people who listen and care. And oh my gosh, what a blessing you guys are to me. And so now if I want to break that record, I'm really going to have to hustle and get going. But I so appreciate what everyone did with jumping in and getting those episodes downloaded and really helping me out. But not only, I hope they didn't just help me out. I hope listening to those episodes helped you guys out too. And if they did, you can either send me an email, you can post here on our Facebook page. You can always leave a rating and review. I had one more person who left a rating and review through all of this, and I truly appreciated that. And so I hope that, as we move forward, you're not just helping me. I'm here because I want to help as many families as I can. I want to give them the things that I've learned through the years, and I didn't have that knowledge when I was raising my own kids, and I'm trying to gain. I was taking classes in child psychology. I was doing all of these things, but through the years now, through my education, through my teaching experience, having raised all my kids and survived and the grandkids now, I've really learned so much. And so I just want to offer that so that I can be the person that says, oh, hey, by the way, don't go to door number 3. That's not a good answer. That's not a good door. You want to stay away from that. So let me help you. Let my staff help you. And we are here for you to meet your needs. So I will talk to you later next week. I'm dropping an episode. Oh, I know who it is. I had to stop and think. Craig Parks. And he is a camp director. He's a musician. And he did such a great job. And we just talked about finding joy in parenting, which is kind of my theme. So it was so good. So that'll be next Monday. I'll talk more about that next week on our Facebook Live. And so until then, let's find joy in parenting. Bye-bye, guys.